So, so in the last class, we have seen different type of structures of heart present in birds, in reptiles, fish, amphibians. Now we are going to see in birds and in mammals how the heart look like, what type of circulation they have, and everything we are going to see here, right? So let's begin with the first point, saying that bird and mammal have four-chambered heart. They have four-chambered heart, right? And we have to discuss in detail about the mammalian heart. So we'll discuss that. Second point in this heart is they have a complete separation of oxygenated blood and the deoxygenated blood. That means blood is flowing into separate channel. There is no mixing. So far, what we have seen, there was a mixing. Now there is no mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. So you can say that complete separation of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Now they are totally differentiated. Next is sinus venosus is completely merged into right auricle. So far what we have seen, I will draw a diagram of a rough structure of mammalian heart, and I will show you how they are um, interconnected. So next point is sinus venosus has completely merged, or you can say merged into right auricle. Let me draw the diagram and I will explain you how they are merged. So this is the opening through which blood is coming in. This is separation. I will draw with the black to show the difference. This is the mammalian heart boundary, which is quite thick. And let me color it. So this is the septum. You can also find that septum is completely separating the heart into two different chambers, right? And this black part, which I'm shading here, is the boundary, which is thicker as compared to the upper segment. Uh, Upper segment of heart having lower thickness of muscles, and the lower part is having the greatest thickness. You can see this is thickness, right? Now let me label the parts, then I will explain you how they are interrelated, how sinus venosus is merged. So this particular segment is superior vena cava. This segment, the lower side, is called inferior vena cava. Right. This is pulmonary arc here. It is opened like this. So this segment is called pulmonary arc. This is called aorta. This is pulmonary vein, and this is septum, which is fully developed, also called interventricular septum, right? And this is pulmonary arc, means this is going to the lungs. That's why this curve is called pulmonary arc. So this is the complete structure, and this is right auricle. This is right ventricle. This is left auricle, and this is left ventricle. So this is how the heart look like. If I have to show the circulation arrow, so I can show that blood is coming like this and then going like this, then coming back here and then going through aorta, and the blood comes out through the aorta like this. Next point, you can say that this arc, this particular pulmonary arc, which is Trunicus arteriosus, evolve into one systemic and one pulmonary arc. Means one will go in the lungs, one will go in the different parts of the body. So the two type of circulation, the double circulation, is due to the further extension or further division of Trunicus arteriosus. So we'll write that point. Trunicus arteriosus is evolved into one systemic and one pulmonary arc. That means mammals have left systemic arc while birds have right systemic arc. That's the only difference here. So in bracket you can say that mammals have left systemic arc and birds have right systemic arc. That's the only difference in the structure of heart, four-chamber heart in the mammals and bird. Last point you can say that as it is they have a two different types of circulation. So you can say that birds and mammals have complete double circulatory heart. So you can say birds and mammals have complete double circulatory heart. Right, so this is a basic introduction about four-chamber heart present in birds and the mammals. Right. Now we will primarily focus on structure of mammalian heart. Okay. Structure of mammalian heart. Where I will draw the structure and will explain you each and every part of the heart, how it look like, what is there, what is not there, everything. Okay, so structure is quite complicated. So what I will do, I will copy and paste a blank diagram of mammalian heart, and then we will discuss. Okay, so this is the mammalian heart. Okay, and so let's discuss point by point. Okay, and one by one I will show you where it is located, what is the function, how it look like, everything. So first point you can say about the structure, like it is how long it is, what is the length of the heart. If you want to measure from top to bottom, what is the length? So first you can say that it is about 12 centimeter on an average. So it is about 12 centimeter. Okay. Now when we say 12 centimeter, now the question is what is the length and what is the width of the heart? So 12 centimeter long and 9 centimeter wide. This is the width and this is the length of the heart. 12 centimeter, 9 centimeter. This you have to remember. If I have to measure like how exactly it look like, take your left hand and it is of the size of a clenched fist. Hold it tightly and whatever size you are finding, that is your structure of the heart. Okay, so if a child is doing, that is the child heart, you can say shape and size. Depending on that, whatever the size will be, that will be the size of the heart. So you can say that it is of the size of clenched fist, tight fist. Okay, just take a left hand and hold it tightly, uh, fist it, and then whatever size is coming, that is the size of the heart of that organism. Next, what is the origin? So heart is mesodermal origin. You can say it is mesodermal origin. Now we'll talk about what is the weight, what is the mass of the heart. Any idea what is the mass of an heart?
Not sure.
1 kg, 2 kg? What's your guess? Or
I know it's the size of a fist. So,
Mhm.
from
हाँ मतलब I mean you can say 200 grams, 500 grams या उससे कम क्या है वो? I mean what is your guess?
I think it's like 100 grams.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so average weight is 280 to 340 gram. This is the average
Okay.
in male. Okay, again there is a twist in male, and in female it is quite less. So in female it is 230 to 280 gram. Okay, so in female there is less weight. Males have slight higher weight. Now, next, externally, two grooves are seen. Now, let's see what are the two grooves. Atrioventricular groove, also called coronary saculus. Coronary saculus. Let me show you where it is. Let me write the point first, then I will explain you. It is not labeled here, but I will show you where it is located. So first external groove is atrioventricular groove, also called coronary sulcus, SULCUS. What they do, it separate heart into upper upper is thinner part and softer also. softer part called auricular, and posterior means the below part. Posterior, large, thicker, and hard ventricular. Right? So the heart is first. If I have to draw a block diagram to explain this, so I can say this is the heart. This is divided into two parts, this upper and this is lower. And in between there is a groove here, right? Like this. This groove is called atrioventricular groove. This is the first separation. You can see here. Can you see? Slight depression is there from external.
Yeah.
So upper part is separate with the lower part with this particular external groove. Now there is one more groove present here. Second, interventricular groove, which is also called septum. Okay. This, what they do, they separate right and left part of the heart. Means like this. Let me use another mark. So this is right and this is the left part. Right and left is being divided by interventricular groove. Okay, so you can say it separate right and left ventricle, this side and then this side. Now, how many layer you can see from outside? Heart is surrounded by two layer, double layer, right? Outer layer, I mean the both layers are called pericardium, and pericardium is again further divided here. You can see in this last three words: epicardium, myocardium, and endocardium. Right? All these are pericardium. Right. So we'll write here the next point. You can say that the heart is surrounded by a double layer, pericardium. The inner membrane, which is present inside this particular layer, the inner layer, which is showing some kind of zigzag foldings, is called visceral membrane. And the outer is called parietal membrane. This is the outer layer. And in between these two layers means visceral membrane and parietal membrane, there is a gap between the membranes, and that gap contain a liquid called pericardial liquid. Okay, that's the next point. You can say between the two membrane is filled with pericardial fluid, which is around approx 15 ml. This liquid helps and frictionless contraction and expansion of the inner and the outer layer of the muscles. Right? Next, hope these terms are getting cleared.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So we'll talk about what this pericardial fluid do. So you can write one point that pericardial fluid act as lubricant and protects the heart. Protect the heart from generally mechanical injury, mechanical shock. That is why this is there. Next point. Now the question is how auricles are being separated. So suppose this is the heart. Okay, this is fourth chamber. This is right auricle. This is left auricle. This is right ventricle. This is left ventricle. So upper part is auricle and the lower part is called ventricle. So auricles are receiving compartments and right and the left auricles are separated by now this particular layer. Let me color with the green, this one. This separation with separating right and left auricle, this is called interauricular septum. Interauricular auricular septum. And in the same way, the lower side is called interventricular septum. Interventricular septum. Like this. They are separated. So we'll write the same point here, saying that auricles are the receiving compartment because they are going to receive the blood. This is the first chamber of the heart which receives blood. That is why I am calling it as a receiving compartment. Compartments and right auricle and left auricle are separated by interauricular septum. Right? I will underline the terms also. Now the question is what right auricle is going to receive. So right auricles receives deoxygenated blood from inferior and the superior vena cava. Right. So suppose there is a two opening. Right. Here and here. This is the opening. Right. So this is superior and this is inferior. So blood is coming into the right auricle first here. And what kind of blood it is? It is deoxygenated blood. So you can say that right auricle receives deoxygenated blood through superior and inferior vena cava and coronary sinus. Now let me show you where this coronary sinus is. Coronary sinus is here, this particular part. It is not being labeled here. I will show you one more diagram and will locate where the coronary sinus is. It is present here at this point. Okay. So this is about your right auricles. In the same way, what about this, the left auricle? So this left auricle is receiving blood from pulmonary vein, right? So this is having oxygenated blood. So next point, you can say that left auricle receives oxygenated blood from lungs through four pulmonary vein. So these are further branched. So there are four pulmonary veins are there. They are coming out, right? And oxygenated blood is drained into the left auricle. Now there is a valve present in the vena cava, right? So we'll talk about that. Valves of inferior vena cava is called valve of Eustachian system. You can say valve of, right? Now it is believed that this particular name is believed to be the remain of sinus venosus, right? So you can write here as a small note in a bracket, believed to be the remain of sinus venosus. This name is based on that. Next is there is one more valve, valve of coronary sinus, which is also called valve of Thebesian. Let me show you these two valves where it is. Okay, valve of Thebesians, right? Okay, let me show you the valve. So first is valve of stations. Yeah, here you can see. Let me copy this. So I'll put it here and we'll show you how these two valves look like. Right, so here is the valve. The Bishan's valve and Eustachian's valve. These are the two. And this is right auricle. So right auricles have a two opening. Overall four openings. Okay. One superior, one inferior, sorry, three, and one is coronary sinus. This is valve of the Bishan. Here it is. And this is Eustachian valve. Now, next is there any valve in the pulmonary vein and the superior vena cava? Answer is no, because they are carrying, they are coming from the different upper part of the body, and they don't need valve because the blood is going against, sorry, not against gradient, it's going as per the gravity. That's why there is no need of valve. So you can say that no valve in pulmonary vein and superior vena cava. Next, auricles have smooth inner walls, right? So that they can expect, except a low network of ridge is present, which is called musculi Let me show you where it is. This is showing, yeah, here it is. Mitral valve, aortic valve. Yeah, this fossa ovalis, that is called coronary sinus. This one. Typically cornea, then moderator band. Okay, let me tell you first what I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to show the smooth inner wall of the auricle. So you can say that auricle have smooth inner walls except a low network of ridges called musculi pectinati. Okay, let me show you where it is. Yeah, this one. Let me copy this. Here it is. Can you see the ridge of muscles like this? Let me use the pen.
Mm.
See, lines are there like this.
Yeah.
Actually, it is an X-ray image, so you come up, but you can feel that there is some linings like this are present.
Mm. Yeah.
This is called musculi pectinati, which is present in the inner sides of auricle. Okay. Next point. Now, is there any opening between the interauricular walls, septum, which is called hole? That is possible. When a child is born, at that time there is a small hole which further get healed up as the child will grow. But sometime, in a very rare case, the hole remains as it is, which mixes oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, which cause a disease called blue baby. Okay, so we'll talk about it later on. An opening in interauricular septum found in fetal stage is called foramen valve. Ovale. Now let me show you where this foramen ovale is. This is fossa ovalis, this one. This is called foramen ovale. This opening closes at birth. When the child is born, at that time, there is a very small pinpoint kind of opening which get healed up within 1 or 2 days. So you can say that this opening closes at birth, but the scar is seen, which is called fenestra ovalis, also called fossa ovalis. Fossa ovalis. Now let me show you these two things. Fossa ovalis is here, which I was showing you. This is the hole. Sometime it doesn't get healed up. Then the problem creates. Now let me change the slide. So we'll continue with that point, saying that sometime this opening remains as it is. This opening does not close, and the condition is called, do you know the name?
No.
Hole in the heart. Commonly we call
No.
this hole in the heart. So if there is any septum defect means either in the interauricular septum defect or interventricular septum defect, we call them as a blue baby. So we'll write this point also. Blue baby means septal defect, SEPTEM, due to non-closure of fossa ovalis, non-closure of foramen oval, leading to mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, leading to mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Now the question is it possible to cure it? Yes, it is possible. Nowadays, it is a surgery, takes around 2 to 3 hours, in which the upper chamber of the heart is opened, and first this hole is sealed, and then later on the cut part is sealed, and then the mixing is prevented, and in this way you can cure this defect, hole in the heart. Okay, next point. So this is all about the upper part. Now when the upper part drains blood into the lower part, so suppose this is the heart, so right auricle drains blood here in the right ventricle, left auricle drains blood in left ventricle, right? So you can say here right auricle and left auricle pour the blood into the respective ventricles. And now who is controlling the flow? So there is a valve present here. So if I have to draw the big diagram, let me show you. Sorry. See this. This is the chamber. There is an opening. This is superior, this is inferior. This is right auricle. Right auricle have tricuspid valve. This is tricuspid valve. And the blood which is present here is deoxygenated blood. And this blood goes into the lower part of the heart, which is called right ventricle. This blood is deoxygenated. In the same way, this is left auricle and this is left ventricle. Blood is coming into this by the help of pulmonary vein, PV. This blood is oxygenated blood, and blood goes to the left ventricle, and again there is a valve present here, and we call them as a bicuspid valve, right? So bicuspid and tricuspid, what they do, they prevent backflow of blood, prevent backflow of blood, right? So one more point we are going to mention here, that the opening of auricles into ventricle is guarded by, or you can say, yeah, guarded by valve. Valve helps to maintain one-way flow of blood, right? So you can say it help to maintain one-way flow of blood. Next point, left auricle. So left auricle valve is called bicuspid. So I'm just writing the same point, the point what I've discussed in the diagram, in this diagram. So you can say left auricle valve is called bicuspid, also called mitral valve, right? And this valve, why it is called bicuspid? Because it has two semicircular cups. It has two semicircular cups, right? In the same way, the right AV valve is tricuspid, and it has three cups. We'll show you the valve, how the valve look like. Then bicuspid and tricuspid valves. Yeah, you can see here. You can see the cups, C shape. Copy this. Yeah, here you can see the cups. Cups are highly visible here. At least one you can see, you will come to know. So this is first, this is second, and this is third. 1, 2, 3. Three cups are there. In the same way, bicuspid has two cups. Right? So we'll stop here, and we'll discuss about structure of heart in the further. There are 4 or 5 points are all there. We'll discuss in the next lesson. Fine.
Answer.
Okay.
Hmm.
Fine then.